So joining our pub quiz team this week is a comedian and viral sensation who, despite her being "No hun, I don't have TikTok," is all over TikTok. Okay, so it doesn't really work. It's Ash Tyson.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
That's okay. Thanks for having me.
Where have you come from today to be in this pub quiz team?
Yorkshire. Yorkshire.
You've come all the way from Yorkshire to do this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of pressure now for us to like...
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. I hope you make me laugh.
Well, hang on a minute.
I was really relying on a good
Hopefully going to be a bit more collaborative.
Well, I told my partner it's worth it for the good laugh that I'm about to have.
Yeah, this is... Okay, I feel like you've sort of not gauged what we're here for. We're here to answer a quiz and answer it well. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a show. Yeah.
How is your quizzing prowess?
Really good.
What? Do you have specialist subjects?
Yeah. Quizzes, pubs.
Sorry. So your specialist quiz subject is the quiz itself?
Yeah, pub quizzes.
God,
itself.
I hope our quizmasters has gone as meta as that, as to put a round about quizzes in the quiz.
Yeah.
Is there any topics that is like, if that came up, you're like, right, I'm into my own here? Sit back.
Probably music.
Okay. What music do you like?
She's cool.
I love any type of music, honestly, but I really like my favourite style of music is like disco, funk, soul.
Yes.
Like
Nice,
old style.
nice.
I like Motown.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm so with you. I've not been able to really get into much modern music. I sound like an absolute
same.
Philistine, but
Same, like when I'm out on like a night out and like modern music comes on, I feel like a dick. Like I can't like. I start getting really awkward when modern music comes on because I feel like I can't dance to it.
I was literally having this conversation the other day about how, and being in a club at uni, or like, I don't know, being like 19, 20, being in a club, and it's all just like that, like music that is just sort of like noise, there's no sort of actual lyrics, and everyone's just going like that. For the pod, I'm just sort of got my two fingers up, and that's not losing control of your body and feeling in the moment. That's just going. I need to
really
look
imagine
like
you ever losing control of your body in the moment, right? Do you lose control of your body in the moment?
He gets loose.
I can always
seizures.
I know you like a night out, but I've never seen you dance. I see you as sort of on the edge of the dance floor, reading the back of your beard, being like, "That's
I went out last week. Go on.
Do you know what it is? It's like with like house music, I feel like I'm expected to dance. If like I was in a bar and like we found love in a hopeless place, you know.
Wow,
like,
you've got a voice on you as well.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm here for. If like that song comes on, you know, when it kicks in, I don't know. There's something about me that's like, don't tell me what to do. I'm not about to dance right now. Dance music.
And now here's the dance bit. Here's the dance bit. You've had your singing bit, and now it's the dance bit. Dancing.
Go.
Yeah,
no, I can't.
Do you ever buy into these like TikTok dances as well? Were you doing the Apple dance and all those? No.
I mean, you might catch one or two, but no, not typically. No.
So we like to ask our guests the most interesting fact they know. It could be something you've heard recently, something that you carry around with you as an anecdote at parties. Do you crack out facts at parties to impress people?
Yeah.
Yeah, who do you think
Trust
I am?
me, I go to plenty of house parties.
No time for dancing.
So, just off the top of my head,
Which it absolutely isn't.
my fact would be that if a spider web was the same width as a pencil, it would stop a Boeing 747.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if a spider's like the string that comes out of a spider's web was as thick as a pencil, it would stop a Boeing 747.
Yeah.
Sorry, so if it was a whole, I'm assuming you probably don't know the intricate details, but if it was a proper
No, I do.
No, but
I'm not an amateur.
Does it have to be a full web of all the webs being the density of a pencil, or is it just one like that, straight across the sky?
Yeah.
Plane comes into it.
So it would stop it.
I imagine it's like.
And I've always wondered, why don't they think of that?
Spiders.
No, like when they're trying to stop a Boeing 747.
Yeah. But I think they opt for brakes, don't they?
It's not fair. We've got so many poor spiders, and we could put so many of them into Earth.
But that is genuinely, if true, which I'm not disputing it, is a very interesting fact.
It's true. I can't
Stop being so sceptical of the guests, Liam.
Can I just ask where
what's
that
this if true and assume you don't know the details?
That should be
I can't
everywhere.
disclose where I know it from, but just trust me.
Okay.
ChatGPT.
Before we get
disclose it very quickly.
Before we get into the quiz, obviously all quiz teams need a quiz team name.
Yeah.
Do you have one for us?
I was thinking I'm just going to go off the top of my head. half a pint of laughter and a packet of crisps.
That should have been the name of the pod.
What do you
actually.
think?
That should have been the name of the pod. That's beautiful.
That is really
Yeah,
good.
half a pint of
Can we change
laughter.
the name of the podcast?
Why didn't we think of that?
Half a pint of laughter and a packet of crisps.
Have you ever watched that show? Do you know what I'm referencing?
Doesn't reference quiz though, does it?
No, but
Could
Half a
Jason-
pint of laughter and a packet of quiz.
There we go. So basically, what we do is we have a pub quiz sent in by a UK quizmaster. We don't know who they are, don't know anything about them. All we know is that they've sent it in, and then we go from there. So this week, it's a very special quizmaster this week. It's quizmasters. Oh my gosh, it's plural.
Oh.
this
So-
sounds
This
familiar.
is ominous. What's happening here?
This
So
sounds familiar.
I don't know what's going on. For any fans of the pod, you'll remember Max and Ed. As a big fan of the pod, you'll remember Max and Ed, won't you?
Max and Ed, mate.
Max. So Max and Ed from the Haverstock Tavern in Chalk Farm, they're back with another quiz.
So we have had these guys sent in a quiz before. I believe it was episode 4, Sophie Shad.
Yeah. Good memory,
Max
man.
Max and Ed sent
You do
in.
care.
At least someone's listening. Someone's here to work, not just that.
Yours is nearly finished.
You're on your second.
Okay, fine, I'll down
accidentally.
mine. Didn't realise it was a competition.
Max and Ed have sent in a quiz before, and from what I recall, we deduced from Max and Ed that it could potentially actually be Max and Edna. There was a lot of questions that seemed to indicate they were an older couple.
I see.
The fact they do a quiz together every
Was it
week,
complaining?
it was a bit. Was it what?
Moaning.
A
Complaining.
lot of moaning in there.
Ah, I thought so,
Yeah, a bit of moaning.
A lot of bickering. I can imagine a lot of bickering between the two of them. Yeah.
lot of bickering.
Do we bicker, do you think?
A little bit.
Do we?
We've bickered, but it's all friendly. It's not friendly, but it's all. We get over it.
Do you bicker with your partner?
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
What's the main pet peeve?
Oh,
God, there's that many.
there's
I
that
can
many.
see sort of like a scrolling
I'm
list.
trying to think
What's
of my
this,
top
parenting
3. Probably put your clothes away.
Yeah.
Put your clothes on.
Put your clothes on, take your clothes off. And
We've never had
Absolute natural. With there's 4 people here, and the camera.
we've never had a guest wink at the camera before down the barrel
oh
like that.
yeah, trust me, I've got 2 eyes. I can do.
Trust me, I've got 2 eyes.
Trust me.
Sorry, I'm being silly.
So if you
I'm in a silly mood. It was that one pint that I had before I came here.
Was it a nerve steady, or were you just looking
I
for a
was
pint?
so
or was it-
nervous.
Oh.
No, not nervous to come on the podcast, Jesus. I was nervous to be in London because it's so loud here.
Oh no! Was it
Yeah.
quite overwhelming when you arrived?
So overwhelming. I said yesterday, listen, I'm going to the Big Smoke, the concrete jungle.
Yeah.
So give me some suggestions.
Who's you saying this to, by the way? ChatGPT.
No, in the mirror. And people responded and gave me loads of suggestions. And as I were opening them, I was like, yeah, put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that. When I get there, I'll sort that right out.
Great phrase. Put a pin in that.
Pop a pin in that.
Yeah.
And then when I got to London, I was just like, I don't even know where to start here. Like, so what I did instead is I bought a phone charger and I charged my phone up.
That's what you've been doing.
Yeah.
You've been here for how many hours?
I got hot chocolate. And then I got the train to London,
Yep.
Canada Water, and then I went to the derelict shopping centre that they have there.
Yeah.
So, I got there and I just wandered around for a little bit and then I sat on the floor.
Of the Derek Shopping Centre.
Yeah, I sat on the floor and just like went on my phone for a little bit. But I was-
ChatGPT, no doubt.
I was just, I asked ChatGPT, where's quiet in London?
What did it say?
It said, you've got no signal, or on tube. Or on tube, so it didn't work. But I was like, I'm going to go to have a tourist day. And then when I got here, it was so loud, there were so many people that I just like needed to find a quiet space immediately or my head was going to explode. So I just sat near cash machine outside that shopping centre. So I've literally done nothing except for hide.
Well, do you know what? You're going to achieve something
But
today.
you found me!
We're going to achieve something now because we're going to answer Max and Edna's quiz, which if you
Okay.
want to play it in real life, you can visit it at the Haverstock Tavern on Sundays at 7:30. Round 1 is general knowledge.
Haverstock Tavern in Chalk Farm. Just to be,
Just to
specific there.
undermine me there. I fucked it, basically.
We don't bicker.
I fucked it. We never bicker. Round one is general knowledge.
Yeah.
General knowledge. How are you feeling on general knowledge?
Oh, stunning.
You're a woman of the world?
Yeah, of course I am.
You're all right. Don't need to get defensive about it.
I don't know if you heard that
you
I was
got a
at
favourite place
Canada
in the world?
Water earlier.
I don't know if you heard, I sat on the floor by an ATM.
So there's 5 questions in each round. We'll do 3 rounds. So question 1, round 1. Which of the, and this is multiple choice. I recall from them they did like a multiple choice
love
now and then,
multiple
but,
choice, these two,
but
yeah.
with no
Classic.
consistency. Some rounds might be, some questions and rounds might not be. Which of these individuals has not won the Nobel Prize for Literature?
Oof.
And our options are Bob Dylan, Alexander Solzhenitsyn, William Golding, or Sally Rooney.
Wow. Okay, big question to kick off with. Ash, big into literature?
I'm just going to go off my gut instinct here.
Okay, sure.
And it's going to be William Golding, because I feel like William Golding sounds noble to me.
Yeah, which is useful, but
It
the
has
question
not.
is which is not won the Nobel Prize.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to go Bob Dylan then, because Bob Dylan is a guitarist, no?
Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think though he's a guitarist with a lot of very poignant lyrics and maybe
Is
the
he
lyrics.
actually a guitarist?
Well, he plays guitar big time.
Okay,
yeah.
fun.
He plays guitar, harmonica, but known for his lyrical prowess. Does that mean that maybe some of those lyrics have been put up for the Nobel Prize for Literature? I don't know.
Yeah, he could be the decoy there, like...
William Golding did Lord of the Flies.
That's a classic, isn't it?
That, You do that in school.
Yeah.
Alexander Solzhenitsyn, none
never
of us
heard
know
the
who the
name.
hell he is. Sally Rooney did Normal People. And, I mean, I don't know if she got a Nobel Prize for...
Did she? Was she the writer of Normal People?
Yeah, Normal People,
Wow.
yeah. I don't see why she got a Nobel Prize for that. It's
Yeah,
just
but maybe that's not her only work.
I think Bob Dylan's won it, you know.
Yeah.
You do?
I really do. He's the only one I think
Yeah.
has won it.
I don't know why you'd put him in there if he hadn't. You know what I mean? Because it'd be.
No, it's a decoy, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The spirit of this podcast, we always think if the guest has got a gut feeling
Is
and
it
none
a
of us
trick
are sure,
question? Yeah,
we
yeah.
should just go for what the
Yeah.
guest thinks.
Yeah,
If you think it's
yeah.
Bob Dylan, I'll go Bob Dylan.
Do you want to go Bob Dylan?
Okay then.
Okay then, all right.
Yeah?
The way you just so quite flippantly said "okay" then makes me think you're not as invested in the competitive nature of this quiz, Ash.
Well, my gut is not someone to trust.
Oh gosh, I forgot your IBS.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. Yeah.
How
so-
is that these days, by the way?
No, absolutely fine, and helping me out with pub quizzes also. Bob Dylan, let's go for it.
All right, okay. Question 2. Which of these celebrities has not been arrested? Our 4 options. Robert Downey Jr., Pete Doherty, Hugh Grant, John Krasinski. So Pete Doherty definitely has.
Yeah, for all the drugs.
All sorts. You know Carl Barrett, who
His
he's
mate,
in
yeah.
Libertines with? He robbed his house. Yeah.
Shut
Robbed his house?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, did he show
Robbed
up
his
at
mate's house.
like the pub wearing his clothes?
Turn up the next day. Oh,
Hey,
all right,
I'm
Pete.
gonna start playing this guitar.
Hang on, they're my jeans.
And off the
No,
back of that, Carl's gone, I'm calling the police.
no.
You're getting arrested, buddy. What we do know is Robert Downey Jr. has been arrested. That's
Okay.
for certain.
Okay.
Because he, remember Christian and Guru Murthy was like, let's talk about like when you were on drugs and we were in prison, and he was like, what the hell are you doing, man? And he stormed off.
Oh, really?
No, I don't remember
Stormed the hell
that.
off. Yeah. You don't remember the back catalogue of Christian and Guru Murthy's interviews on Channel 4?
No.
I need to get a life.
So,
And
Badly.
Hugh Grant has been arrested.
oh, has he?
Okay.
For soliciting the services of a sex worker in America.
Well, in that case, I've got a gut feeling that it might be John Krasinski.
Yeah, God, weird how you've got the credit for that one there, Ash.
Yeah. It's like, that's all mine, baby.
Yeah, Hugh Grant got arrested for soliciting a sex worker.
You
What?
wouldn't have thought it, would you?
Imagine being arrested while
Squeaky
horny.
Well,
Do you think it would turn you on even more? The handcuffs going on.
Not
Oh, there
right
we
now,
go.
mate, I'm busy.
Oh, hello. Who's organised this one then?
this is Sony making matters worse.
I've never been arrested while horny.
Have you been arrested?
No, never. I've never been horny either.
Have you ever been arrested?
Huh?
Any police trouble?
Any police trouble? So on one occasion, me and my friend Greg, you may have heard of him on the podcast before because he's the only friend I have or reference. We were about 15 years old, and a police car stopped next to us, and we had a bit of cannabis,
Oh, dear.
and we threw it in the bush, and they stopped and said, "You're right, guys. You look a bit chilly. Do you want a lift to wherever you're going?" And they just gave us a lift.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
and you jumped in.
I jumped in, yeah. But I've thrown away the cannabis.
Oh, were you smoking it at the time?
No, we just had it for show.
Did you go back and get it?
We would just carry it around.
I didn't know if you meant.
No, I'm not joking. We generally had it for show. We had a little bit in cling film. I'll be honest with you. Me and Greg didn't really have much luck picking up cannabis.
Yeah.
Our cannabis career was short-lived because the dealer we had, we called him and he was like, right, I'll meet you at the park. And we were like, I know what he means by that. So I met him at the park and he was like, right, give me the money, £10. And getting a small amount, it's for show. Yeah. And we got it and it was quite woody and brown and had gradient in it and it felt like bark and it smelt like bark. And when we tried to light it, it definitely burnt like bark. And we realised it was bark.
It was bark.
But we went back 3 more times to him. So we just had seen in films of like oh yeah, that's my dealer. You got to be loyal to your dealer, man. So then we just went back for 3.
Loyal to
Don't
the dealer.
loyal to your dealer,
Got
man.
to give him his tenner every month.
I was once with some friends and we was going to buy some weed when I was younger, when I was about 14. And they were like, oh, we need £10 for a tens. And I was like, well, what's like, if we've got £4, we'll just get a 4s. And they all started laughing and like my face went entirely bright red and then my head exploded and I died.
Okay, question 3. According to the New York Post, which 2 baby boy names feature most frequently among the world's billionaires? So we've got 4 options, so I'm assuming we're circling 2 here, are we? The 4 options are John, David, Mark and Bill.
It's going to be John and David, I imagine, because of like they're like religious names.
Yeah,
aren't
I
they?
think you're right. I mean, David, I don't know. If we're going with sort of gut, which seems to be the theme of our sort of strategy,
gut.
yeah, I think David is speaking to my gut.
All right, let's go David.
And then who else do you want to go for? John?
John.
Bloody hell, that was simple, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Next up.
According to the British Heart Foundation, what is the current average wait time for an ambulance after a stroke or heart attack?
Keep it light.
Very rogue question there.
Keep it light, guys.
Okay, I've got an idea about the people that have bought this quiz.
Go on.
They've got a heart condition.
You've really delved deep there.
They're trying to put a complaint in.
Yeah.
They're trying to get the general consensus.
Really passive aggressive. Yeah. Really.
According to you, how quick did they come for you?
What's the wait time to get through to BT when you're not happy with your broadband?
Okay, so what are the answers?
So 7 minutes, 17 minutes, 27 minutes, or 47 minutes. So average wait time for an ambulance after a stroke or a heart attack. 7, 17, 27, or 47. I think 47 seems a bit, as an average, I think that would probably be the higher end of the spectrum, 47. I don't think it'd be 47. 7 is very quick. Or maybe they're giving real props to the ambulance services. Maybe we're going, they're there in 7 minutes.
I don't know, man. I mean, you'd hope it's not. I think it might be 27. I think that's if we're going on guts.
Yeah. You happy with 27?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You look very worried.
No, I'm very happy about 27. I'm really happy about 27.
Well, you shouldn't be that happy, okay? Because that's actually a very life-threatening amount of time to be waiting.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Edna.
And final question of the round. According to YouGov, which topic do British people think isn't covered enough in by the British media?
They're just airing grievances now, aren't they?
Yeah.
They really are. But what's happened is,
according to Max,
they basically had their quiz featured in the first time of the podcast, and then thought, bloody hell, we've got a platform now.
We're in the media.
Yeah, we can affect
which area
change.
can we cover?
We can affect the change.
yeah, it's gone to their head second time round. Yeah. Okay, we've got some points. We've got a platform now, Edna, and we need to make some points. How long do you have to wait for a bloody? And you've
We've got a direct line to both of their listeners. Yeah. This is amazing.
So what isn't? What do most British people think isn't covered enough by the British media? Is it science, light-hearted news, crime, or world news?
I think it's light-hearted news.
I'm going to go light-hearted news.
I think most British people would be like, oh, it's all doom and gloom. I don't bloody bother with the news anymore. It's all doom and gloom.
But it is the one thing that isn't really covered. And I've been in a car before and it's come on the radio. I've been in a car driving sort of in the south of England and it's come on the news going stabbing in Northern Ireland this morning. And it's sat there going, Why do I need to hear about this?
Yeah, I
Why is
do
this?
it all
Why is
the
this?
time.
Like, why is this? Why is the music being interrupted for? Been a stabbing in
innit,
Northern Ireland.
innit.
Why does anyone
Hope
need
you
to
weren't
know
enjoying
that?
your
Other
day.
than
People dead.
yeah, I just
They didn't quite do it like that. Yeah.
I'm quite with
I mean,
it.
and also the world of light-hearted news is such a great one. If you ever go on like the bizarre section of the Metro or the Mail, and you get there was a great one last year of a scientist who he hit in the scientific community world fame of this photograph he'd had of Jupiter. And then everyone was like, oh my God, no one's photographed Jupiter like this. It's so beautiful, it's so detailed. And it turned out he'd scammed everyone and he'd taken a photo of a slice of pepperoni very close up and made it look like Jupiter. And there was outroar of it. There was another one of in the chess community, someone thought this major chess player had been cheating with vibrating anal beads that vibrated every time that he was like, no, fucking not to E4, mate, not to E4. The world of light-hearted news is so good.
Morse code
Yeah,
through vibrating
it
anal
is.
beads. I think people would like to hear about that. I think you'd
Yeah.
have a happier day if you woke up and heard, chess champion using anal beads to win. Everyone goes,
because-
oh, that's fine. Rather than waking up and going, oh, someone got stabbed in Northern Ireland. Oh, right, is it a threat to the public? No, just thought you should know. Oh, cheers, lovely. I'll crack on with my day. Bizarre, isn't it? Okay, should we do the answers?
Yeah, how are we feeling after that round? So out of 5, what do you predict? We had the literature one. I'm not sure we've nailed that. I do think we've done well on the people who've been arrested. In terms of baby boys, we've gone with our gut. I mean, what do you think? Maybe hopefully a 3 out of 5 would be a solid score.
I think 3 out of 5 would be solid.
Yeah.
Okay, so the individual who has not won the Nobel Prize for Literature, we went with you for this.
Uh-huh.
We said Bob Dylan, didn't we?
Yeah.
All because of you, by the way.
All because of you.
No, but I'm thinking my gut.
Oh, you got
Ooh,
having
bit
a
of
funny
a
turn,
re-
is it?
Yeah.
It's hurting
I've
a bit
turned the
today.
page, and I've turned the page to now we can see the answers. And
It's because I'm in London. I was thinking about my gut in Yorkshire.
Always
yeah.
happens.
Yeah, I was listening with the Yorkshire accent. I think it might actually be John Krasinski.
Yeah, no, that was the question after. So the answer was Sally Rooney. Okay, so we got that wrong. We went with Bob Dylan. The answer was Sally Rooney, but that's okay. I don't think we really knew that, did we? We were guessing. Question 2: which of these celebrities has not been arrested? We went through all of them and could pin an arrest on all of them, other than John Krasinski. And we were right. It is John.
Yeah, I fucking knew that.
You did, didn't you?
I could have
you
told you that
fucking
right
knew
from the
it.
beginning before you asked.
All
the
you do
question.
is bang on about John Krasinski.
I know
It's
it.
your-
I
it's
know
especially
it.
a
But
subject.
it's annoying me actually. I thought you were going to be here today. I'm here having your back for what, John?
Now this is quite impressive. According to New York Post, which 2 baby names feature most frequently among world billionaires, we had to say 2. You went straight in. You just went John and David.
Yeah, I knew it would be John and David.
You bang on. It is John and David.
I knew that.
So,
told you.
did we get 2 points for that? Are we giving ourselves 2 points? I think so. I think it'd be harsh to go. You have to get both of them to get a point.
I think if I was running this quiz, and I don't mention this enough on the podcast, but I do run pub quizzes, I would give half a point for each.
Yeah.
I'd give half a point for each. Where do you stand on that, Ash?
I'm just glad to know that my gut never fails.
So
Half a point each.
Let's have a point then. So we got both of
Yeah,
them.
let's give ourselves a point.
And he's put a bit of information here, or they've put a bit of information here. There are 12 billionaire Johns and 12 billionaire Davids.
Ew.
So it's tied. Mark,
You've
have
gone
that-
with an ew.
Yeah, because don't you ever feel like just saying to one billionaire, like, gives a bit.
Yeah, the fact that there's more than one billionaire is a
30
bit.
quid,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
or something. Come on.
train fare. Yeah, train fare down here. Someone could have covered that, couldn't they?
Come on, my train fare for a podcast, please. Come on.
So bring the tone back down. According to the British Heart Foundation, what is the current average wait time for an ambulance after a stroke or heart attack?
I'm hoping it's one of the smaller numbers, right?
It's 47 minutes. Ooh. And I just think we need to talk about this
That's
because this
terrible.
isn't right.
Yes.
This
on, then.
NHS, pull your fingers out of your bums because this just isn't.
Yeah, not
I'm going to
finger.
stop you there, buddy. I'm going to stop you there.
Fingers.
I'm going to stop you there, and I'm going to say,
Yeah.
let's.
You've got your whole fist up your bottoms,
And your
there's
elbow.
people on the floor with a stroke.
No, this is
and this
actually
isn't
really
good
annoying me
enough.
now, yeah.
I'm really angry.
Pull your bloody finger
I don't
out.
think we should be having a go at the NHS guys. They're the ones having to deal with this. I think it's the funding to the NHS.
Yeah.
I think we need to
NHS?
fund the NHS so they can have
NHS?
faster cars. That's not the problem, is it? It's not the horsepower.
It's an old
not-
banger, innit? Yeah.
It's not the horsepower
Base
at
it
all,
off
is it?
straight away, but with that fucking engine, they can't get anywhere. No, I didn't. No, I was only joking.
No, it's not
Yeah,
the
no,
NHS's fault.
yeah.
It's the government's fault,
It's the
seriously.
government.
And it's also Jake's.
Yeah. So come on then, final question.
So we were wrong with that, unfortunately. And final question: according to YouGov, which topic do British people say isn't covered enough by the British media? We went light-hearted news because we want to see more.
If
of it.
we know the British people like we think we know the British people, it is got to be like hard news.
It's science.
Oh,
What fucking nerds!
I mean,
we should have
fair
guessed from
enough,
YouGov.
yeah.
We should have guessed from YouGov.
No,
It's a
YouGov do all
poll.
sorts of stuff. Don't just slag off YouGov
All right,
now.
fair enough.
Stop slagging off all these
All
British
right.
institutions.
YouGov
First the
apologiser.
NHS, so now YouGov.
YouGov apologist over there.
Science. Really? People want to know more about science?
no, I think that's why people don't want to know about science, and that's why they don't talk about it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
YouGov can fuck off.
Yeah,
So,
you go. Oh,
So at
good.
the end of that round, it's a 2 out of 5. At least we're off the mark. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be coming out with a 0 there and feeling like pressure's on the
Yeah.
next round. We got 2.
Yeah.
If we can get another 2 good rounds under our belt, this could still be a respectful score. But
We
two,
need
two's not brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not brilliant. I'm going to mount the pressure a little bit.
I'm actually really annoyed.
I don't think Ash Tyson came from Yorkshire to London to get 2 out of 5
No, I'm
level
actually-
quiz. We need to step this up a little bit.
I'm getting more annoyed by the second.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
I could. I can really tell.
I'm getting really mad.
Okay, well, look. You said your specialist subjects were going to be what again? Sorry? Quizzes and singing.
Music and comedy.
Well,
and...
Ash Tyson, I can tell you that the next round is entertainment.
Yay!
Okay, so I really think we are going to come into our own here.
Okay.
Question number 1. What is the most popular social network in the UK? Is it WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook? And they have defined popularity as the percentage of people that have a positive opinion of the brand.
It's
WhatsApp.
interesting that is multiple choice, but it's not been formatted in the way any of the other multiple choice
Absolutely
stuff
not,
has
just
been done.
listed in prose.
Yeah.
Look, so this is tricky because popular social network, I would say, in terms of people using it, everyone uses WhatsApp.
Yeah.
But if
Even
we're
my
talking about
granddad uses
positive opinion, I mean, WhatsApp, I don't think anyone has opinion positive or negative. It's
Well,
just
well,
like,
you can't have a negative opinion on WhatsApp, really, can you?
it's just
Because-
a function of the
Just-
phone.
yeah,
You have to
yeah.
message people, don't
Sorry,
you?
yeah, defined by a percentage of people who have a positive opinion. That is very different. Because I was going to say Facebook. I thought it was Facebook. That's still the most used, apparently, I've heard.
Yeah.
But by popular opinion...
Well, look, call
I
me
would say
a prick,
WhatsApp.
please do.
Prick.
There we go. But let's move on now.
Just once, that'll do.
Just thought, needed that. Right, I can focus now. Call me a prick, but I think Instagram and Facebook immediately stand out as the two ones that people are always slagging those two off, aren't they? Instagram because
Yeah.
it's bad
Yeah.
for your mental health, Facebook because it's bad for your mental
Mental
health.
health, yeah.
So, are we happy to rule those two out?
Yeah.
I think it might be Facebook. I think we could get surprised and it be
Most
Facebook.
popular?
But I just think as a shock. I don't
Okay,
agree with it. I
okay.
don't agree with it. WhatsApp's fairly inoffensive, isn't it?
It's
People use it a
inoffensive.
lot and it's sort of like...
My only worry is that because it's inoffensive, yes, people don't have a negative view of it, but are they going to say on a survey, I bloody love WhatsApp,
Big fan
and
of
write
that,
it
yeah.
down?
Because I think
pen on
people probably
paper?
associate it with work and stuff, so it's not like you're not beaming towards it of like, oh, that's sort of where I chat to all my work colleagues and in my work group chat. So maybe YouTube in terms of
Yeah,
like
it
it's
could be
entertainment,
YouTube.
it's fairly inoffensive, it's managed to stay
I mean, my granddad's
non-controversial.
being radicalised on YouTube at the minute, I think.
Oh my
Say again.
gosh, really?
Yeah, because he watches one video and then it just goes like on the algorithm, you know, like it just keeps getting
YouTube
worse
Shorts.
and worse.
That's so interesting because my
Yeah.
argument was going to be that YouTube doesn't really have the similar sort of algorithm that just feeds you.
Oh, it does.
My dad's
Yeah.
thing is like you go around his house now and he'll be like, "Have you seen that video of that guy in Bangladesh who built a swimming pool in the jungle? No, what's this?" And he'll hold it in front of you, and you've just got to
The whole
watch it.
7
It's like,
minutes.
"Fucking, that's 7 minutes long. Like, watch it. It's going to get really good in a minute. Finish that one. God, and actually, he built a house there as well. What's this? He loves the satisfaction of you watching it. And he's like, oh, I really enjoyed this. I want you to see it as well.
I remember I had that at a wake before, so I think it was like maybe like my nan's funeral or
What,
something
the
years ago.
pool?
No, just some bloke going, have you seen this? It's a funny parody advert. Yeah. And you sit there like, yeah, that's a good one. You like that one? Well, I'll show you this one. And you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Do you know what I love when someone goes like, when they go, Ash, you're gonna love this. You're gonna piss yourself. Trust me, you're gonna absolutely howl. And then like, because I know they're watching me, because they're not watching the phone, I'm going. You've got to build it up.
You're not actually even watching what they're showing you. You're just focusing on your own reaction.
Because they told you.
Is this a punchline
You're
bit?
gonna love this one. Yeah, literally.
That's a punchline.
Oh, it's the worst.
Because you're on autopilot. Honestly, I've had it where I'll go, that's not the bit.
Yeah.
That's not the funny. Why are you laughing at that?
It's not finished.
That's the bit where he talks about his wife dying. Sorry,
It's annoying as well when it's a video when you can see the bar going across the bottom of like how long it's been, and you've been watching it for like 10 seconds, and the bar's like nothing's gone. You're like, I've got another minute of this. Just sort of like smiling at a screen, not knowing what's going on.
So WhatsApp or YouTube?
I would vote YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, this is a situation where I'm happy for the guest to take the lead on this.
Yeah.
Okay, what's my gut saying?
Look down at it as well.
I am going to look down at it. How am I going to know what it's saying? WhatsApp.
Oh, okay.
WhatsApp we have circled. Question number 2. Which
But
of
I
these...
am in London. My gut works.
Oh,
Really
sorry,
bad,
yeah,
really
sorry. I
bad,
thought
yeah.
you just had to sort of make that clear every sort of like 10
No,
to
I
20
was
minutes.
just saying,
I am in London.
Just also
I am
pinching
in a big
herself as
smoke
well.
right now.
I am in London. I'm in London. I'm on a pod.
Did you used to come to London a lot as a kid?
Well, I used to live in Kent.
Did you used to come to London a lot as a kid?
So I used to come to London a lot as a kid.
Oh, right.
Sometimes.
You used to come to London a lot as a kid? You used to live in Sussex. What would you do? What was the big things you'd do? Science Museum?
I don't really
London
know.
Dungeons?
I don't really
H&M?
Go round the bend.
I've once went to that. Did you just call me weird?
Huh?
Did you just call me weird?
No, I said very. He said
Okay,
very.
good.
He said about you going round the bend.
It was a call
I was
back.
And I
ready
said
to
very
tackle
good, and you
those
said you just
rumours.
fucking call me weird.
Yeah, no, I was really ready
Very-
to tackle those rumours.
That very Yorkshire side coming out of you.
Yeah, you were like.
You would say what?
Someone
You
say
fucking
one
what, mate?
weird. When I got diagnosed with ADHD, I said that makes total sense because I've been seeing red.
Wow, you said that.
Yeah, and she was like, "What? You've been fist fighting with people?" And I said, "Yeah, I've been fist fighting, but I can't tell you about it because I was seeing red. All I know is that I won."
Really?
And she said, "Yeah, Tik," and then she diagnosed me.
Wow.
Was she qualified?
And she didn't know you were just doing a bit.
Well, I just bear up.
Yeah. I remember, speaking of people getting sayings wrong, I remember having some builders once round at a uni house I was in, and they were like, "You right if we go upstairs, mate?" Like, he was a bit of a meathead. He was like, "You mind if we go upstairs, mate?" I went, "Yeah, knock yourself out." He went, "You fucking what?" I went, "Yeah, it's just a saying, knock yourself out." He went, "Fucking, who's getting knocked out?" I was like, no. And then his mate was being like, Terry, no, it's fine. No, it's just a saying. It's just a saying. And this bloke,
Because I will.
this bloke had just knocked out and was like, "Fucking what? Fucking what?
That's so funny.
Who's getting fucking knocked out? You're getting fucking knocked out."
It must be a nightmare as a builder. So we're thinking of knocking this through. You're knocking fucking what? No, come on. Question number 2. Which of these Christopher Nolan films has Cillian Murphy not featured in? Inception, Batman Begins, or Interstellar? Well, he was in Inception.
Yep. I don't think he was in Interstellar, was he?
No, he was in Batman Begins, so it's Interstellar. Done. Number 3. Sometimes they're just as quick as that.
I know.
Number 3.
I have noticed that.
You don't have to have a laugh.
How many Oscars? Preferably not. How many Oscars has Daniel Day-Lewis won? Oh, Christ, this is tricky, isn't it?
Daniel David Lillis.
I don't reckon you're going to get this right. I don't mean that in any way, but I just think if you're calling Daniel Day-Lewis Daniel David Lillis, I just reckon you don't know his back catalogue that well. That's like a prediction.
No,
It's a
his
prediction.
back catalogue.
What's his name again? Don't look at the paper.
Daniel Dave Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis, but
Yeah.
he's thrown in Dave.
Yeah.
Daniel, Dave, and Lewis. What was that? 3 people. Daniel, Dave, and Lewis collectively have won how many Oscars?
4.
All right,
We'll go 4. If Ash gets this right,
brilliant.
we trust her gut for the
Yeah.
rest of the quiz, honestly.
Yeah.
Question number 4. Blake Lively. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Topical, listen. Oh, you don't like Blake Lively?
Oh, I know all the tea about Blake Lively.
Really? Can you give me a quick synopsis of what happened? Because it's been all over the news and I've not really followed it.
Okay, so basically, Colleen Hoover wrote a book called The Ends of Us, which is about domestic abuse. That she took inspiration from her parents, and Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively were like the main actors of a movie adaptation of the book. But Justin Baldoni was the director as well as the actor. and it appeared that like so they'd done the movie and everything, and then after that Blake Lively was like, she wasn't really tending to the whole like DV aspect of the movie. She was just saying like, they were like, oh, if you've got any girls coming to watch the movie, what advice would you give them? And she was like, bring your florals. She's basically saying like, wear your florals, and like it's like a girly, and like, whereas Justin Baldoni, he was like very much being like talking about how serious and important the movie was for domestic violence victims, and so she got loads of like backlash from that. So then like Blake Lively basically had this sort of like smear campaign. She had an interview like years later where she was really, really rude and like mean to the interviewer. So the interviewer basically said to her, I like your little bump, and then she was like, oh, I like your little bump, and then the woman was like, oh, okay, and then she started being like, I wonder if they would ask men the same thing, and she was only speaking to the girl that was like in the interview with her rather than the interviewer, and it was really, it's like really uncomfortable to see. So then everybody started hating on Blake Lively, and then Blake Lively came out with a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment, and also said that his team had made a smear campaign against her, and basically had like started all of this negative attention towards Blake Lively. So then everybody flipped to Blake Lively's side, and they were like, oh, it's a tale of like the Johnny Depp and the Heard situation. Yeah, it's like it felt very like similar to all of that. Then Justin Baldoni, like the true gossip girl he is, he brought out a website where he put all the receipts on there about basically.
What do you mean the receipts? Like,
so he put like text messages, voice notes, everything. So his lawyers put it on their own website where they were basically exposing the entire timeline from beginning to end of their experience with not only Blake Lively but Ryan Reynolds. And it turned out that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are trying to pretty much kind of steal the show. And basically he put on all the screenshots, and I read, it's 400 pages, and I read most of it.
You read most of the 400 pages?
Yeah. I love stuff like this. So I read it all, and basically he was like forced out of his own movie by the power of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, because they basically spent all of their budget on getting Blake Lively, and then she started making all kinds of crazy demands that she wanted to do the edit, she wanted to have her own cut of the movie, and that she wanted to pitch that to the audience, and she wanted to take over.
Wow.
So like basically he made his own website, and it's now everyone hates Blake again. The actual book, It Ends With Us, the rights they were sold to Justin Baldoni, but they can't be sold to him if he's like done something unethical. So I think that's why Blake Lively accused him of sexual harassment, so that she can get the rights to the movie, because she's been saying this whole time that she would love to do a whole thing over the movie.
But that is just sort of like hearsay. There's nothing's been proven.
I mean, it's hearsay, but it's pretty clear if you read his website.
It's clearsay.
Oh, it's,
wow.
it's clearsay.
Okay. Wow, that's an absolute whistle-stop tour of the situation, which means you're going to get this question right. But Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have both initiated legal proceedings against one another. They were co-stars in which recently released movie?
It Ends With Us.
It Ends With Us.
I wouldn't have had a clue with that.
Question number 5. Donald Trump is allegedly 6'3". Okay, quite tall. Is he? They put allegedly there. Maybe Max and Edna know something that we don't.
He does look about that tall. I'd have thought maybe tall.
Well, here comes the question then. How tall is Baron Trump?
He's lanky streak of piss, isn't he?
Well, Baron, is that his son?
Yeah, but one who everyone's laughing at. But what came to my head was 6'7", but I think he might be taller.
6'7". 6'7", taller than 6'7".
Mate, have you seen the images? Have you seen the images of him? It is ridiculous. I mean, he's a head taller than his dad.
No, but how tall is Donald Trump?
6'3", we've got here.
We're being told that Donald Trump is allegedly 6'3". So they put allegedly in. I think they know as well that maybe he's not really. Because I've seen Donald Trump stood next to Melania, and I think that they're not that far off.
And I don't think she's 6'3".
She's not over 6 foot, is she?
Are we thinking he's put it in all this allegedly stuff because it might not all add up? It might be.
I think so.
Trump's allegedly 6'3". We've seen a picture of his son taller, but then allegedly his son is 6'2".
Well, this is it. I think I could see Baron Trump being 6'3", 6'4", but Donald Trump being.
Even though we've all seen pictures of.
Donald Trump maybe being 5'11".
Yeah, maybe that's the news, yeah.
In the spirit of light-hearted news becoming more broadcast, which we were talking about earlier, I really hope we continue this sort of thing in the news cycle of every 3 months there being another really tall son.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I hope so.
Like, to have Gary Barlow and then Baron
I
Trump,
was
like,
having
who's
a
next?
field day
Yeah.
with
Peter
it.
Andre's son, 8'2". I mean, it'd be lovely if that continues. I'm going to use Max and Edna's little clue of allegedly there to suggest that maybe Baron Trump is, you know what, I'm going to say even spot on. I think maybe he is 6'3".
Yeah, let's go with that.
Let's say
yeah.
6'3".
Okay. Should we do the answers for the entertainment round?
Here we go. Ash, how do you feel after that round?
I feel really, really confident. I've never actually felt more confident.
What is the most popular social network in the UK? We said WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We ruled out Instagram and Facebook quite quickly. I remember, I said WhatsApp quite early on. I don't know if we all remember that. We can rewind the tape.
I don't remember
Tyson's
that.
gut is not agreeing with me. But I think
I'm sure you didn't
Surname?
say
Are you going to check your
that.
surname?
Huh?
Tyson's gut. Is
Ash Tyson.
Sorry, Mr. Fury's on the pod. How are we?
Are you related to Mike Tyson?
Tyson's gut. I wanted YouTube, but Ash came in and went WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Your gut said WhatsApp. We really
did.
went with your gut.
Yeah.
Your gut's come in good.
I
It's
thought
WhatsApp.
so.
It's WhatsApp.
I thought so.
Which of these Christopher Nolan films has Cillian Murphy? You said Cillian Murphy. What is it? What is the pronunciation?
Fucking hell, you've been hanging on to that for the fucking whole round, haven't you?
Wanted to bring it up.
Didn't mention it when I said it about question 2 about half an hour ago. But you know what? When we do the answers, I'll fucking call him up on that. And he said Cillian Murphy, the prick.
But then also trying to pretend that, even though I know I'm right, going, who is right there? Oh, it was me. Oh, okay, fair enough. By the by.
Yeah, I was quite confident on this one.
Yeah, you were, and correct, Interstellar. So guys, that's 2 for 2.
Exactly.
How many Oscars has Daniel Day-Lewis won?
Oh, 4.
So close. It was 3. So we were wrong with that, but it was close. Your gut was one off, so we'll allow your gut that.
Your gut was one off. The Blake Lively one, though, you're going to get.
So question 4.
So we said this ends with us.
Did we? Do you want to just check the answer there?
I know what you're getting at, right?
All
And if it's one
obviously we had a big talk about this.
Yeah, we did.
This has probably taken up about 23% of the pod.
Yeah.
To end with the
And let
answer,
me just say,
it
one
ends with
little
us.
word.
It ends with us. The answer is this ends with us.
Yeah, and so it depends on what context you're talking about. Because I was saying,
It depends on the concept.
because
The
you
name
were
of the
saying,
film.
I was saying it as in it. We're all talking about it. But obviously, if you're Colleen Hoover, you're going to say this because it's in your hands.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the title. There is only one title of the film, and the title of
So
the film
sorry,
is.
you went on a 20-minute lecture about the history of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
I think I should have it.
I mean,
I know
I think
enough about
exactly,
it.
the amount of
Aside
knowledge.
From, were you 2 little letters?
We need to get in the mind of Max and Edna here.
Listen, I know for a fact Edna would be absolutely sound with this because she's never ever cared about the word this being replaced with it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what they do
Never.
care about: ambulance wait times. Okay, so we're going to give ourselves a point for that. Okay, so we're
Yeah.
on 3 out of 4 for this round. It's close enough. It's only a
Yeah,
couple of
yeah.
letters. I think Max and Edna would give that. So, and then finally, Donald Trump is allegedly 6'3". How tall is Baron Trump? I was sure I'd read 6'7". Jake got a little bit smart.
Yeah,
And he
did.
started looking into but what about the word allegedly? What about the
know, yeah,
word?
I
What
was
about the
thinking
word? And he got a bit clever. So we went with
Oh, yeah,
6'3" because Jake thought that he was doing something about Trump's 6'3" allegedly, so his son,
Yeah.
who's clearly taller, might be the same height to then prove that Trump's shorter than
I
he
am
is.
still here, you know.
Because Max and
I
Edna
feel like
said
he's
the
just-
word
He was
allegedly.
doing
He
all
talking about me in the
these
third person,
So-
as if I'm not even here.
Gymnastics, and me and you, we were like,
We were going, he's 6'7" at least. He's 6'7".
Jake.
Mate, it's by the by, it's water under the bridge. The answer's 6'7".
I haven't been addressed in that
6
whole
foot-
situation. You
six-
two just slagged me off as if I've been left the room.
So 6'7" is the answer, but also acceptable. 6'8", 6'9", all acceptable. Broad spectrum there we could have got into. But so that leaves us at the end of the second round with a 3 out of 5, which I believe puts us on a 5 out of 10.
yeah.
Which isn't great, is it?
No, that is great.
Not bad, but
Great. You're going to describe that as great.
I think it's great.
No, it's not great.
I
But
think it's fantastic.
going into the final round, if we can get a full house with the final round, then 10 out of 15 is brilliant. Then we're looking at something really good.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to take a bit of a breather from the quizzing, and let's talk to.
Oh no, she's gutted.
No, but only briefly. We're picking it
I
back
hate
up.
breathing.
Let's talk. let's talk to our guest, Ash Tyson, or Tyson, as Jake would call you.
Just call me Tyson.
Are we right in thinking you've got your own podcast, or is that?
Well,
are we wrong with that?
I did start my own podcast.
Yeah.
But it was never sort of official. It was literally just like me and my laptop at home. But then I broke my
A
laptop.
one-person podcast.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a monologue.
Yeah, it was a monologue, and I started getting really depressing as I was doing it. Like I would be like, okay, let me crack
wouldn't-
a few jokes, do a little podcast.
I don't think any doctor would advise that.
No, I
Get a
know. I'd be
microphone
listening
and just
back to
talk
it, and
into
I was
the
like,
abyss. Yeah.
am I okay? But yeah, so I actually broke my laptop and then lost all the podcast equipment. Yeah, so I bought like four microphones, and then I lost all of them.
It's spenny stuff. It's spenny
Yeah.
stuff.
How did you lose the microphones?
Well, I lost one, and then it was just. I just lost the rest. I don't. I
Well,
just-
are they-
You know what happens? You lose one microphone, the others go missing as well.
Oh, you know, you lose one, and then it's all downhill from
Yeah,
there.
but they must be in the house.
I think that they are, but it doesn't really matter because I spilt a whole bowl of cereal over my laptop anyway, so I can't really do anything.
It's by the by.
Because-
So you started creating content quite early on.
Yeah.
And then when did you think, like, you know, I'm going to do this whole TikTok thing. I'm going to make a go of it.
Yeah, well, it's just like, I honestly feel like whenever I've got into sort of like any job, I've always been really good at it for a couple months, and then I'll start to like lose, like my dopamine starts running out for it, and then I just start to like get really bad at it. And like I feel like content creation is something that is the only thing that I've ever really been good at and really stuck to since I was
Consistent.
younger. Yeah, and it's like something that just doesn't feel like a job to me. Like people will say to me all the time, like, how do you even think of like your idea? Like, how do you even come up with these ideas? Like, how do you think what to say? And like without sounding like I'm being a dick, but like it's not that hard. Like I just have that. I'm just that way inclined. Like I just think of funny things, and like I'm able to just I just do that.
And
thing.
also, once the cat's out of the bag, that's all you're thinking about,
Exactly,
right?
exactly, yeah. And like pretty much any situation that I've ever been in, I've always made observations about them, and people have been like, "That's hilarious," and that's just how I see the situation as like awkward, and that's just the way my brain's inclined.
But like, and it's fair to say most of your content is just you authentically talking into the camera.
Yeah.
How much of it is pre-planned what you're going to say, or can you just turn the camera on and talk into the camera and just sort of trust what's going to come out will be funny?
I pretty much do just improv it.
Really?
Yeah, I would honestly say 90% of the time my videos are improv.
Wow.
I'll have like an idea of something that I'm going to start with, and then I'll improv it, because I always feel like if I just sort of let my brain run free and I'll like improv a bit, it comes out way funnier than when I prepare it. Like the amount of times I'd have been like, that's funny, you should write it down. And I've wrote it down in my notes and I've tried to do a bit over it. It's just not done as well. But then like if I've had like a little idea of where to start, those are always the videos that do really well. I think that maybe people sense the actual awkwardness of me trying to think of something next to say, but I'm just backed up by the idea that it's meant to be awkward.
That
so it
makes me
comes
think
out
it would
really
like
well.
that would lead you really well into like stand-up.
Yeah.
Something like that, something that is really is that something you're looking at?
Yeah, so I did a stand-up gig the other day. I have a hard time with stand-up because I get like paralysis by analysis. Like I'll say to myself, there's a formula to this. And then I'll start to try and follow a formula, and then I feel like I can't, like my authentic self isn't coming out. Like I'll write a bit and I'm like, it's funny, but it's not me. Like it's not my style of humour. I'm just trying to fit into a bracket. And then so then I posted on my story recently being like, I'm just having a hard time with stand-up, and people were just saying like, you need to just simplify it because you're a funny person, so just like think of a story and make it funny. It doesn't have to be a funny story. It doesn't have to be funny material.
Ash, so I've seen a lot of your content talks about you had quite a late diagnosis of ADHD.
I did, yeah.
How wild to like find that sort of thing out when you're an adult. Do you
Yeah.
find comedy like a good outlet to sort of like work with your ADHD? How does it, do they work in
100%.
tandem?
Yeah, so like before I was diagnosed with ADHD, I just thought I was weird. So it was like I would suppress a lot of like my inner dialogue of like, you know, like social observations and stuff. And then when I was diagnosed with ADHD and I realised that like I actually have a different brain, I was really able to lean into it.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, okay, so this is who I am for sure. So I'll just like embrace it. And then, yeah, and then it really aided me in my comedy because I was, just able to like, I just didn't have so much of a pushback as I did before. Like when I was younger growing up, I didn't dare say half the things that I would say now because I felt like a weirdo, because I didn't know I was neurodivergent, so I just thought I was weird.
There's a big sort of misunderstanding with like the power of diagnoses for these sorts of things, because it gives people the ability to just sort of like have a calmness of like, oh, I can just not shy away or feel any shame of like how my brain's working. Actually, like you say, I can lean into it and just be more of myself, right?
Yeah, it took me out of the race against neurotypicals 100%. Like growing up, I was always like,
I'm not in this race. That's a good way of putting it.
I would race against them, or like they're doing this at this stage in their life, or they're doing this at this age, or they feel this about this, so I should feel like that. And when I realised that I wasn't neurotypical, I was like, thank fuck, because I always thought that was really boring.
Yeah.
And so like,
I don't want to be like this.
I don't want to be like that though. I don't get joy the same way that they do. I don't get like satisfaction off of the little things like they do. So what am I even trying for? So like to take myself out of that race against neurotypicals, people that I will never ever be like, even if I tried to, was so freeing for me to just be like, okay, so this is who I am and this is what I can and can't do.
I think a lot of people hearing that will find that quite like a liberating, empowering thing of like, I can just run my own race. I don't have to be trying to
I don't have to be good at housework if I'm good at being a friend. Do you know what I mean? If I'm really good with advice.
Filthy fucking house though, isn't it? I mean, it is. Come round for a cup of tea. What a good friend. You get there. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you mind just doing a bit? Do you mind just swinging the hoover around a bit?
You wipe your shoes
I'll be
on the way
friend,
out.
you be the cleaner. Go on.
It's a shithole, my house. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a good friend.
You're a good friend, and you're a good team member as well. We very much enjoyed having you on our team.
You stop wasting time on things that you know. You stop wasting time on things that you just know that is not in your DNA. So you
which is why you came down from Yorkshire to London to spend a day doing a pub quiz.
Exactly.
With two blokes you met off the internet. Exactly.
And this I'm good at.
But Ash,
Right,
no,
guys,
you're a very good friend, and you're a very good teammate, and you're a very, very good comedian.
Oh my God, I promised myself I wouldn't cry today and break my own promise.
So funny, like genuinely so naturally funny. Where can people find your socials? What is your
so on TikTok, I am no hun. I don't have TikTok. I'm not going to change the username, but it's been
You
like
shouldn't.
that
That's
since
brilliant. That's
lockdown.
brilliant.
And then on TikTok, it's Tyson Ashlyn.
Amazing. So yeah, I would recommend everyone to go and check out Ash's content.
Thanks so much, guys.
So
Thank you.
naturally funny. Should we do the final round of the quiz?
Yeah.
I think so. Are you ready for this?
Oh,
It's science, Ash. How are you on science?
Science?
Science, yeah.
Science round.
Any good at science at school?
Well, there's an I in science.
Okay, so I'm not sure they're going to be that good.
No.
Anyway. So, look, question number 1. The human brain is divided into how many lobes? How many lobes?
So you've got your frontal lobe.
Yep, lovely
which
stuff. You've both done the same
develops
action.
until you're 25.
Wow,
Develops
good
until
fact,
you're
Liam.
25. Well, because that's
4,
what people talk about. They say
5.
you're not fully developed until you're 25.
It's true.
But like, I don't
is,
quite understand
yeah.
the front lobe, but they say you're not fully developed. But my girlfriend keeps doing stuff where she'll be like, I didn't used to like mushrooms, and now it's a frontal lobe. And I just think that's your taste buds developing
Me
there.
and my partner are in the exact same phase. Like everything we're like, that's the frontal lobe right there.
Really?
Like, yeah, like just stuff that like for instance, like when I was younger, I used to be a pretty reckless like binge drinker. Like I wouldn't drink often, but if I went out, you could guarantee that I would get so drunk.
Right.
And like I was a binge drinker, but now I just have no interest in binge drinking at all. Like I'm just not bothered for
Just
it.
steadily pissed throughout the week.
Steadily pissed continuously, but no binging.
But I think you're right. I think that is a big thing. Like I feel much more like 3, 4, 5 years ago, be able to like almost drink sort of like 4 or 5 days on the bounce without feeling, and then get a takeaway all of them nights and just feel like I don't give a shit. Whereas now I have like a day drinking and I've sort of not gone to the gym or whatever, and I've not had a vegetable, and I go, I feel like shit now. I need to sort myself out. I need to.
This is just not. It doesn't feel good to do it. Like
Whereas
when I was
years
younger,
ago, I was like, I don't give a shit. Like more of this, the better.
Yeah. When I was younger, and I would speak to like 30-year-olds, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I had a drink last Thursday. Like I'm taking it easy on the body." I used to think, "Oh fuck off."
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But now I understand it. I'm like, I can feel it. I can feel it in my frontal lobe.
Yeah.
So we
Like,
know
it's
about the
just
frontal
not as
lobe then.
appealing.
We know the
Yeah.
frontal
we've
lobe is
got
one
that in the
lobe.
bank.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea of how many other lobes there are?
5.
Fuck it.
Not other. There's 4 others, so there's 5 in total.
Five,
Do you know
five
that?
lobes.
Yeah, so it's
Amazing.
1,
You do know that?
2, 3, 4.
You're counting your lobes as if they're fingers that you can actually sort of like tangibly touch.
Because it is, your lobes are fingers.
Okay, huge biological statement from Ash Tyson there.
Yeah,
The
it's
lobes
the
are
first time you've
fingers.
heard it, and yeah.
5 lobes is what we're going to go
You seem
for.
really confident with that. I don't know if you're winging it or you know it, but
It's my gut, don't put it on me.
Well, look, your gut's not been great this far, but it's fine. Question number 2. How many minutes does it take from light from the sun to reach the earth?
7.
8 minutes.
I have to say I know this, and one of you is correct.
I thought it was 8
It's
minutes.
7.
Liam's correct, it's 8 minutes.
It's
I mean, I'm
7.
saying that.
It's still going. But you're right to still go. No, I still think it's 7. 'Cause
Oh,
what
yeah.
does this
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Him going-
I'm not-
him going, he's like, as if he's for sun.
Trust me, like
One
it
of
to
you's
me,
right.
it takes
He went-
about 8
He went
minutes.
all a bit Chris Tarrant, didn't he?
I've been at the
one
sun
of
and I've
you's
been
right
on the
there.
earth.
One of you's right there. And then he left a
It's an
pause.
entertainment podcast, for God's sake.
There's both sort of on tenterhooks. Who's right?
It's an entertainment
As if-
podcast,
as
what
if
we
that's
trying to
a
do?
definitive answer. As if that's a definitive. Oh yes, I'm right.
Yeah, well, we'll see what it is.
twat for going. Come on.
Do you know what? I hope it's not 8, so you're wrong.
It's an easy answer sheet, right?
Question number 3. What power plant near Kiev, Ukraine, released radioactive fallout across much of Europe and renders thousands of acres of land near the accident site uninhabitable for thousands of years? I mean, it's not a fun question, is it? She's come down from London for a couple of pints and a laugh.
This is what I recall from
This is
Max
not-
and Edna last time. Is that you'd all be laughing along, and then they're dropping like Russell Brand, was it? And you go, oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. They're known for this.
We're having a laugh with the light and the sun and the lobes and the
Yeah.
brain, and then. So, do we know this one?
Wait, sorry, what?
The power plant near Kiev in Ukraine that released radioactive fallout across much of Europe and renders thousands.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, yeah.
Yeah.
Chernobyl, indeed, yeah.
Yeah, it would be like.
Question number 4, true or false? A cloned endangered ferret. What?
Me.
Oh my god, I feel seen.
Do you remember we had this last time as well? They gave a true or false, and it was about rats doing something.
How are you meant to know? Are you happy that Max and Edna are back, Liam?
I am actually. It's nice to have that sense of familiarity.
I
I didn't think I'd
agree,
miss them, but
yeah.
now they're back, and I'm pleased that Ash has got to experience them.
I hope to see them again.
Is-
Yeah. Yeah,
I like the familiarity considering we're hanging out with a stranger.
yeah.
You're the stranger, Ash. sorry.
Oh, no. Trust me, I've been here before.
Ah! Question number 4, true or false? A cloned endangered ferret called Antonia gave birth in 2024. I mean, don't know. Max, Edna, you obviously heard us slag off this bit of the
course,
quiz
yeah.
last time. I don't know
Hang on
why
a
you...
minute.
But also, I tell you what they've got glory from is that we slagged it off and going it was false. It's like a bit of a loser who's made it up. And then it
I
ended
don't
up
think
being
we
true.
remember calling
No,
him a loser.
I did. And then
Listen,
it ended up being true.
I think I have insight because I am also a clone. So
I forgot about this.
yeah.
You should have asked
I'm
this to me.
I'm an MK.
Because I remember I subscribed to you on Clonely Fans.
That was so good.
So with your insight, a cloned endangered ferret called Antonia gave birth in 2024.
I'm going to say that's true because I was there.
Final question of the round. In anatomy, what is the mentum? The mentum.
Well, it's pretty obvious.
Oh, thank God. So let's do it.
What is it?
What have you got? The mentum. In anatomy, I don't know this,
So
but
in
you
the
said it was
human body,
obvious.
what
So
is the mentum?
the mentum.
Well, it's pretty obvious.
Oh, so if we don't... if we don't know this, it's quite embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The power mover, yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
What do you think it is, out of interest? Or...
Well, it's somewhere.
Oh, really? Is it a little bit... Ash has just done a sort of little side eye there. It's somewhere...
It's near the butt.
The mentum.
I'm not going to say butt. I think we would either go bum or arse now. No,
No,
one
I'm
goes
a-
right in the middle and goes butt.
I'm American.
You're an American clone. Right.
All right, should we just put butt?
I just put butt for now, but it's.
But for now... Let's put but for now. What a sentence. Right, Ash, how do you think we did on that round? Out of 5, what do you
we
what's your
smashed it.
prediction?
5 out of
5 out of
5.
5. Question number 1. The brain is divided into how many lobes? Ash Tyson counted them. She counted them using her hand on the external
Well,
side of
I
her
can
skull.
feel it.
She said 5. It was 4 lobes. So.
Well, I've got an extra one.
You went one too many with Daniel Day-Lewis
No,
as
I
well.
think I've got an extra
I think
lobe.
you've just got a +1 going on at the minute.
Yeah, you got
100%, and I
something.
can, if you get your
You've got
finger
something going on,
there-
Ash. Question number 2. How many minutes does it take light from the sun to reach the earth? Ash said
minutes.
7. Liam said 8. I decided that I was the
Judge,
fountain
jury,
of
and
knowledge.
executioner, yeah.
And it's lucky I did, because it was 8 minutes. It was 8 minutes. Liam, how do you feel about that?
I know that.
Yeah, I think I knew it.
We did know.
I
it.
mean,
You said
I
it, you said it
don't
in
feel
minutes.
any better for the fact that you said it was right. But
You don't feel any better about that? I think that'd be a nice
no,
thing.
actually, no, it was nice.
It is
no,
nice.
It was
We're
nice. I
on
did
a
get
pub
bit of
quiz thing
advice.
together. That's a lovely
I hope you
thing.
don't.
It was actually really
hope
nice.
you-
I feel really warm.
Slag her off for
No.
saying 7.
No.
But he's also put bonus point for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. We're not getting the bonus, but that's okay.
We don't want your bonus,
We don't
Edna.
want you.
Question 3. The power plant in Kiev that had radioactive fallout, it was Chernobyl.
Yeah, we got that.
I know that.
Number 4, true or false? A cloned endangered ferret called Antonia gave birth in 2024. Ash, you said you were there, which was a big turnout for the books, actually. I don't think any of us expected that.
I was the only one there.
You were only on there, and did you say it was true or false?
True.
Which is why we said true, and it was true.
Told ya.
Finally, the guts coming good.
Finally. What are the chances of you being there at the birth of that ferret and being on this podcast?
The guts coming good on the 50-50.
And finally, question number 5. In anatomy, what is the mentum? I mean, we would have thought that with the theme of the podcast being Ash's gut, it might have been somewhere in that region. You said butt, not gut.
No, I think I said gut, didn't I?
Do you think it's gut or butt? I'll let you change your answer.
Yeah.
What's the answer?
You can
It's
change
chin. So it's it is the lower. They put chin brackets lower jaw is acceptable in a really passag way that makes me sort of suggest lower jaw might not be acceptable to them. But yeah, we thought we would get 5 out of 5 on that. We got 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Which I believe brings our total to an 8
I think that's brilliant.
out of 15.
That's brilliant. I think that's brilliant. Sure, it might be brilliant. What it is definitely is about half marks. And is that we happy with that?
It's like,
It's not great,
it's
I would say.
okay.
Which is like,
So, Ash, we rate the quiz in 3 categories. Wow, a fake cigarette. You're like a 50s
does
film
smoke.
star.
go on.
So, rating category number 1, in terms of playability, out of 10, what would you give Max and Edna's quiz? Out of 10, playability.
Well, I'll give him an 8.
Give them an 8.
Ooh.
Yeah, very good. What we got out of 15. In terms of questions, range of questions, how do you feel the range of questions was out of 10?
5.
Oh, you thought it was quite...
I'm sorry.
Quite
no,
limited.
8.
No. You say what you want to say.
I think 5.
5.
Really? What would you have liked more of in there?
I'd have liked more pop culture.
Yeah.
You are continuing to have the fake Biro cigarette. So look, final category is good vibes. This is Max and Ed have a part in this, but also we've been a team together. It's about
Yeah,
the good
of course, of
vibes
course.
that you've had.
And
Out of
it's been
10,
vibes that are good.
brilliant. So
How
out,
good?
out
How
of 10?
good out of 10?
10.
Wow.
10 out of 10.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, and I've
Well-
actually never gave that before on vibes.
And you're doing a vibrating 3 to 4 times a week these
Yeah,
days.
I'm known for giving a 3 out of 10 on vibes. Trust me. So I got no friends.
When's your train's not for a while, is it?
No.
Come on then. Should we just
There
go
you go.
downstairs?
Let me
and-
just- hang on, before
to
we
keep
wrap
these
up.
good vibes are going.
Yeah, go on. Let's do it.
Before we wrap up, just a final thank you to Max and Edna.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks,
yeah,
Max
sorry
and
about
Edna.
that.
Or Max and Ed,
Thank
allegedly,
you.
who do their quiz at the Haverstock Tavern in Chalk Farm every Sunday at 7:30 if you want to catch their quiz.
I'll be
So
there.
Thank you to them, and thank you to our brilliant guest, Ash Tyson.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having
Come on,
me,
let's go
guys. Thank you for
downstairs. Let's do
inviting me.